Hello, 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 and welcome to Q&A freaking Thursday, where today we have a very special episode for you. Joining me is Mr. RJ from WD, should I say detailing or details?
Detailing.
Detailing, okay.
Are you not that familiar with us?
No, I am. I just didn't know what you want me to, how you want me to introduce you. So anyway, so we have RJ here. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a special episode where we're actually going to be featuring some WD products in the background, which is going to be pretty cool. So over there in the yonder, in the wash bay, the gray bay, we have the one, the only, Gabriel Garcia.
It's me. Yeah.
It's a me, Gabriel.
It's a me, a Gabe.
Yeah.
Can I even say
Don't
that?
Don't ever say that again. We won't let you back on the show.
I told Anthony, we want to have fun today. You know, none of this just dryness. We got to crack some dad jokes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sling around some WD.
Yeah.
You know, all that jazz.
Well, you have a beautiful looking line in front of you, right? This is these are basically the bread and butter, right, of everything from WD detailing. You've seen the car restoration vids. You've seen some amazing magic be done, and it was all done with what's in front of you right here. Is that right,
to be
RJ?
honest, we've had the chance of watching him throughout this week as, you know, showing us some stuff. He's been visiting, and he's like, hey, you guys should try this stuff out. So I'm trying this out, coming out in front of camera, and I'm going to play around with some of the products. The one product I'm going to mess around with a little bit different, which, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to try the pre-wash, but I'm going to try foaming the pre-wash.
Should work.
Should it?
The only thing is it might eat up the filters over time, but one-time use, I think you're all right.
This pre-wash stuff's pretty nuts as far as we watched RJ do this on bugs, and oh my gosh, it literally ate up the bugs. It was like Anthony eating a chocolate chip cookie. It just went.
That's Gabe.
Oh, what?
I prefer Snickerdoodle, generally speaking. I mean, if I'm going to pick my cookie, but hey, that's all right. So needless to say, we're really excited for you to use the products here.
Yeah.
RJ will be here as kind of the product whisperer, guiding you along as you go.
Yeah.
You also have some Rag Company products as well that you're going to be demonstrating.
We're going to throw some citrus on this paint today.
Gotcha. Okay. Too many dad jokes in too short a time, Gabe.
You guys
So we're gonna reel that back a little bit.
Are my dad jokes too much? I don't
now,
think they are.
you guys are probably wondering where Dane is. Dane Hennon. Dane is locked up in the podcast studio kind of area where we normally have him chained. He's actually going to be running the comments today. So if you're wondering where he's at, he is still with us. He is just going to be without a voice this time, but he will be kind of chiming in from time to time, maybe in the chat boxes here. So, RJ, well, welcome to Idaho. How has your stay been so far?
It's been great. Idaho reminds me a lot of Colorado, which I've visited a lot because a buddy lives out there, and it's very similar. A lot of outdoorsy people, a lot of great breweries, and pretty good food. And I like it out here.
You like it? Okay, so the dry weather hasn't gotten to you yet because everybody complains that all the moisture gets sucked out of their skin once they
I'm from Cleveland, man. It's always dead humid. Like it's ridiculously humid in Cleveland. So I don't mind dry weather at all.
Okay,
it's
so
not bad.
Very good, very good. So, but you made your way all the way out here basically because we are going to be shooting a lot of content specifically for Amazon on the WD Detailing brand, and the line looks amazing. It's really, really nice. A lot of the smells are great. The colors are wonderful. And I'm actually a really huge fan of the labels. I love those foil labels there with the matte black. It just really pops and looks awesome. So you guys did a great job. How long was it that you guys were on the YouTube channel doing all the different details until you guys were like, you know what, we need a dedicated product line?
So it's a good question. So we have actually tried this a few times already. The first time actually both times the suppliers of the products, because we're not chemical formulists, and we were approached by a couple different parties, and it was not the right fit, and we didn't feel like the products were adequate. So we actually scrapped the ideas. We brought one to market, and it was a decent product, but we didn't have the control that we wanted.
Okay.
And so we actually work with the company that I've worked with since my inception of detailing cars, and we worked hand in hand with the chemist that formulates all of our products, and it's actually only an hour south of us. So those are the same products that not only have I used on the YouTube channel from inception, but then also 9 years prior when I started a mobile detailing business in high school. So it's the same products that I've been using for about 15 years now, but we've manipulated and changed a lot of them and kind of curated exactly what we wanted. And thankfully, we have fantastic partners that create some really, really great products and allow us to work on some of the dirtiest cars in the world.
Sweet. So I'm sure you're going to get a lot of questions, and I'm actually hoping that people ask questions about your guys' process when it comes to kind of restoring these cars and finding these cars and kind of what it takes to go and get these, because it's not smoke and mirrors. What you guys do on the YouTube channel is pretty crazy. You guys go beyond, like above and beyond, to find these, track them down, get them on a trailer, get them delivered, bring them to you, do them there. So you guys have a kind of a cool background when it comes to that, and we'll get to that here in just a little bit. But this is your opportunity for everybody watching right now to drop some comments down below. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're still kind of waiting on some comments, but what I do want to talk about right now is what's going on right now at theragcompany.com. Yes, that's right. We currently have a sale going on right now that you guys can score big. Labor Day sale, 20% off almost everything, with 69% off particular doorbusters, up to 69%, I should say. No code necessary. Simply go to theragcompany.com. You're going to see Carson there as the main star here in the background of this photo next to, that is Nate's Toyota Tundra, foaming some foam and doing some fun stuff. So scrolling down here, let's go ahead and take a look at the doorbusters, because these are pretty killer. So if we can click on that blue, up to 60% off doorbusters. There we go. Perfect. So what do we have here? We have the Wolfpack towels, right? Pick these up right now. $7. Freaking crazy. You're going to get a ton of towel for the money when it comes to... That's a 7, right? Is that a 7 or 1.7?
That's 7.
That's 7. What the heck? That's a crazy good deal. Okay, so
like
$7.
48% off.
Oh my God, that's an
off.
incredible deal. Okay, so holy smokes. All right, well, I might need to get some of those for myself. All right, so then we have the big one, right? We have the premium FTWs in gray coming in at $12. Also a killer deal. Creature Edgeless 10-pack coming in for an amazing deal. Then we have some other awesome just applicators, as well as the Eagle applicator, the 6-pack of the Terry applicators, and then we have the Cyclone wash mitt and a couple of our smaller two-ring packs. So this is a great time to just stock up on general microfiber if you guys just need some for application of product or applying tire dressings, things like that. And then we also do have the Eagle Edgeless 4-pack in gold as well. So just a super awesome doorbuster sale with 20% off almost everything else. So right now is the time to stock up while you can. So now, while we still wait for a few more comments to kind of collect here, Gabriel is doing his first WD detailing photo shoot over there. He's looking pretty good, posing. I think he's flexing his arms as he's going through and scrubbing these tires. Gabriel, do you try to get a pump in usually before these shoots, or how does that work?
You know what they call me, Anthony? They call me the Enrique Iglesias of background washing.
I don't think they've ever said, nobody's ever said that. Like, not one person has even mentioned that.
Are you serious?
Name one Enrique Iglesias song.
I Can Be Your Hero, Baby.
Okay, that's pretty good. I guess he came prepared for that. Jimmy's laughing over there in the background.
Yeah, that's right.
Intern doesn't know what to think of this. But anyway, so let's get to know, RJ, what I want to do is I want to get to know you a little bit more. So you guys, so you started as a mobile detailer, right? And then after getting into mobile detailing, you did this you said in high school, right? And so at what point did you guys kind of go all in with being, yep, I'm making YouTube videos?
So actually, my first job when I was 14 was at a car wash.
Okay.
I didn't realize that was an omen for the rest of my life. But I worked at a car wash, and then was detailing cars on the side, and then continued to do that when I was in school in college for accounting. Accounting didn't pan out.
Okay. Yeah. Did you? Are you a numbers guy? Like, do you like numbers or?
No, my stepdad owns a accounting firm. He's a CPA.
So he was just like, "Hey, do this." And
no, he didn't even tell me that. I was like, "Oh, well, I got nothing else going on, so I might as well try."
Yeah.
And then go to school for numbers, and then I could take over the firm one day, but that was very short-lived.
Yeah.
And I kept detailing cars throughout school, and actually I dropped out right before the capstone course because I was like, I'm never going to use this. This is absolutely pointless for me.
Yeah.
And most people thought I was stupid for it, which is fine. I understand why they thought that at the time. But continued to detail cars, and then my business partner, now business partner, Brent, who is the other half of WD. WD, if anyone doesn't know, stands for Wagner DeChezzer. It used to be Wagner Detailing, and then I was like, well, I'm not going to make a different logo. Let's just make it Wagner DeChezzer Detailing. So hence WD Detailing. But Brent came on and started working for me for a little while, and then at some point he was like, hey, what if we tried, making a YouTube video? I watch these videos online of people detailing cars, and I really enjoy them, and I'd like to try my hand at it. And I was like, yeah, sure, let's go ahead and give it a whirl. So we had tried filming a video on site at a customer's home. That's not how you film YouTube videos, especially detailing videos. Everything takes much longer.
Yes, it does. Yes. Don't do it in direct sun. It's not fun.
Oh my God. You can't control light. It was miserable. It was awful.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and we decided that if we're going to do this again, we need to set aside a specific day and film a video from start to finish at the, with the correct conditions in order to get, the footage that we need to make a quality YouTube video. We did that February 28th of 2020. Well, and I said, we're going to continue to do this. We're going to be consistent until it's a net negative on our lives. Like it's harming either our health or we literally cannot afford this anymore.
Yeah.
And so, of course, as everyone knows, 2020 in March was a pretty rough year for the world, or rather rough month for the world. A little something happened that month, and everyone had to stay home. And our third video, I'll never forget. It was Brent did a good job titling it. He titled it like "Cleaning a Girl's Dirty and Hairy Jeep." I don't know why those three keywords worked. Really, the hairy part it was a lot of dog hair to specify. But anyways, that video ended up getting 1 million views, and in about a month, which was a bummer because we weren't monetized yet, so we made $0 on it.
Oh yeah.
But we did get accepted, and everything was delayed because of COVID, so we didn't get paid on that.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that's what gave me proof of concept, and I was like, Brent, we're never going to stop this. And so it kind of evolved from disaster details to barn finds, and then we bought a large flatbed trailer, and then a closed trailer. And now we travel around the U.S. looking for some of the dirtiest, the most dirty enthusiast vehicles that we can possibly find. And we found some really, really incredible cars that I can't believe that people let us take out of their garages without.
Really?
They didn't even, I mean, we were insured, but they didn't ask for the insurance. It's nuts, like Ferraris and low mileage RX-7, FD RX-7s that they just let us grab and drive away.
When you guys are searching for these cars, I mean, are you putting out applications? Are you hearing from like word of mouth? Like, where are you finding them to where these are coming to you, right? These opportunities. How does that happen?
Initially, it would be us reaching out through Facebook groups, checking our local community for cars, and it was hard at the beginning because people didn't understand how we would do this because we did for free. We don't charge anyone for any of the details that we feature on our channel. Sometimes we even pay them because I need it on the date that I need it to film the video in time. So, at the beginning, it was difficult. Now it's gotten much easier, so we utilize obviously our platform. We built I'm very proud of this, but we built a very good name. We take care of people. If we make a mistake, we cover it, because everyone makes mistakes, but it's how you come back from them. And thankfully, we've done right by many people, and so the word travels. And now we're known as the guys that will travel anywhere around the world to pick up a car and clean it for free and bring it back, or we'll buy it if it's the right number. But it's gotten much easier the larger the channel's grown.
Do you think that, I mean, so in most situations when you guys are going picking up a car, is that always a thing where you guys are bringing it back to your guys' HQ, or how does that always work?
Ideally, because our shop is set up for barn find restorations. I have all the tools needed there. But we have packed the trailer full of all the equipment, and usually we try and find a local shop. Rald is Details, if you're familiar with him. He actually allowed us to come out to his place in Virginia when we found a barn find, or rather an abandoned Supra that was left outdoors, a Mark IV. So we have traveled around and done cars on site, but I really prefer to do them back at home now. So
what do you guys do? So when you guys get, because I mean, when it comes to restorations, barn finds, things like that, right? Sometimes these cars will still have paint on them, right? Okay paint. What do you do when their paint's wasted?
Yeah, and that's the most difficult part is like sometimes, so there's 3 things that we need in order to make a fantastic automotive detailing restoration YouTube video. 1, I prefer to have a story. Well, I guess if we start with the cars first, I need a car that's extremely dirty. Obviously, that's number 1. Number 2, it needs to be in a good enough condition to where polishing makes sense, because a lot of times the paint's so bad or there's so much paint missing that there is really nothing more that you can do on the outside, and so that's always disheartening when you wash away all the mud and then you're left with or rather all the dust, and you're left with subpar paint that really needs a repaint. It should have been sandblasted. And then the third is the story. And so I guess one of my favorite stories of all time, or rather favorite videos, is her name's Denise Mingus, and I'm sure she'd love to be mentioned here today. But she is the sweetest woman, and there was a Monte Carlo that we filmed, and it was in an old farmhouse in the kitchen, the old dilapidated farmhouse, and it was a 1985 or 1986 Monte Carlo SS. And it was her father's car, who was an ex-Vietnam military or ex-Vietnam veteran. And the car had been in their family. They had bought it brand new. They were all there the day it rolled off the trailer at the dealership. It's been in weddings of their families. It's been in funerals of their families. Denise learned how to drive. She took it to prom. I mean, just one of those cars
just a crazy story.
Yeah. And the car was incredibly dirty. We actually found a dead cat underneath the car. And so
hopefully it wasn't her cat. Oh,
I
yeah, we don't really know.
I'm not sure. There was a dead raccoon in there too. Anyway.
Sorry. Yeah.
But we were able to drag it out, and it was in phenomenal condition as we cleaned it up. It was one of those cars that like truly had the like all it needed was a good detail.
Yeah.
And then we took it over to some friends at Power and Performance, a shop that was helping us get the cars running. Turns out he had drained all the gas out of it before he stored it, and the father had no idea that we did this. Anyways, he drained all the gas. All we had to do was put gas in. Now the thing runs and drives. And so we got to go back there, reveal the car to her father for the first time in 20 years since he had put it in there. His health had deteriorated. He couldn't drive the car anymore. Yeah. And so we all got to go into the car. Brent did with the camera. And then Denise and her father got to drive that car for the first time. And they're crying. I'm tearing up. Yeah. They're hugging each other. It was just one of those things where it's like, that's all three pieces that I look for when it comes to making the videos that we do, but it's hard to find all three in the same.
It doesn't always line up,
car.
But I mean, if you can get but that right there, that's kind of like your pedestal moment, right? Of being like, this is why, we can find this and do this, right?
Yeah. And you'll see it in my face. Like I'm like, oh my God, like this video is going to be amazing. Like, it's a passion that's hard to explain to someone who hasn't ever felt that. And I'm very lucky to have a job where I can feel that kind of passion.
Dude, totally. Absolutely. So Dane did chime in and say that he is ready with some comments and they're ready to start jumping in. So here we go. 17 minutes into the Q&A right here. So we have a DIY with Kane saying good afternoon TRC crew. Minnesota checking in via Maine. Okay, it sounds like Kane is in Maine. Hans Klosen, the man with the dragon tattoo, says hello people of the towels. Thank you, Hans, glad to see you here. Gabe's working hard over there, and so I know he wanted to say hi. Then Fred saying hi, Sheep, Anthony, RJ, Drago, and Doer. Hello, Fred, how are you? Hopefully everything's going well.
Not Fred, he's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
Nice guy. I think he's selling. Fred, you're selling a car, aren't you? I'm bringing a trailer right now.
What's he selling?
It's something really cool. I see it on Instagram all the time. Anyways, I
probably maybe no, it's okay. Maybe he'll chime in. Feel free, right? We're doing plugs all day here. Steve the Foamer, right, says hello all. What are the WD flagship products and why are they the WD stars? Hi from New York. Don't tell my boss I am not working.
So if I were to pick three flagship products from our lineup, my personal favorite is our Super Slick ceramic sealant. I think it's one of the easiest sealants and also one of the most effective sealants. It smells amazing as well. I've used it on my cars for years and years now, and I'm very blessed to have it a part of the lineup. The glass cleaner is also extremely good. It's safe on all tint. It won't stain your dashboard because there's no ammonia or alcohol in our glass cleaner, and it works extremely well. And then I'd probably follow that up with our Iron Kryptonite, which I think is one of the better smelling iron removers on the market today. It smells like cinnamon, and that's much better than the rotten eggs that they usually smell like.
Oh yeah, totally. All right, sweet. Well, that's helpful. Next up, thank you for that. We've got first from Puerto Rico. Humberto says, hello, TRC team. Humberto, what's going on? Glad to see you here in the chat.
That dude does not mess around. First from Puerto Rico, he is on it.
He is. I'm starting to think he has like a bunch of bots or like an army of monkeys that who are all logged in saying, first from everything, first from Puerto Rico every time. Mac Bergson says, no Dane, sad face. No, Dane is here. He's just locked up, Mac. So feel free to say hello, though. He sees it. Fred saying Humberto, yes.
Guy's a legend.
Humberto is the legend. AT4 says, "Oh, those bottles are eye-catching. I like it. They really are. They got good sprayers on them. They're good looking. I love the sizing, especially the 32 ounce, the 1 liter size. I really like that size on there."
That feels good. We put a lot of time and effort into making sure that the bottles are extremely legible, and also different enough to where you can identify what product it is from a ways away, so you can grab it quickly. And
it is pretty nice in the sense that there's not a lot of verbiage and it's pretty straight to the point, and your QR codes are pretty sweet. I will say though, your wheel and tire cleaner, oh man, if you get the wrong breath,
you should use it outside or with proper ventilation, Gabe. But
stop huffing it over there. Just
dude, like I
breathe
told you,
normal.
Anthony, we're here for a good time.
Yeah, not a long time. I'm just kidding.
or dilution would help as well.
You're safe, Gabe. Just remember to breathe. Okay, next up here, we've got David Boyce says, "Anthony, did you know WD can operate a small crane shovel?" And he detailed it. Anthony, did you know RJ has a twin that occasionally makes an appearance in his videos? I did not know. Are these real things? Is this fake?
I have no idea what he's talking about, to be honest. Unless there's a different WD.
Okay. A
crane
small
shovel?
crane shovel.
I always look at heavy equipment, and I do want like a
You've
front end
you've
loader.
never detailed a small crane shovel.
No.
Gotcha. Okay, and you don't have a twin.
Not that I know of.
And I don't know who David is talking about. Dave, you're going to have to
I do
spill
have a half brother that I've never met, but that's a story for another day. That's legit. I swear to God. Nobody knows that.
Is that a real
I
story?
swear to God, dude.
Dude,
It's pretty
okay.
wild.
That might be, who knows, maybe a story for the second half. We'll move on. Next up here, that's too funny. I have a long-lost relative, and what do you know? David Boy says, "Oh boy, Dana's back in prison. He's better off becoming an undertaker." Yeah, okay. All right,
You guys
David.
have some loyal fans.
Dude,
Loyal followers of the channel.
they know more about us than they probably should know, to be honest.
Do they know that you were like a fitness influencer before fitness influencing?
Oh, they all know that. Trust me. I get reminded of that weekly. So WD deal says no Brent today.
Yeah, Brent's back home. Him and Mike are handling the video of the week, and I'm out here hanging out with the TRC guys. And outside of my travel, because I had a crazy day of travel the first day getting here. It took me 19 hours when I was supposed to take like 7. But anywho, I think I had a better week, a more fun week than they did.
I think you did. And it's still ramping up too, right? You know, you still have one more crazy night here in Boise, Idaho, as it always is. Next up, we have on the list of comments here, Tamara Chase says, "I love watching RJ, Mike, and Brett from WD. They are awesome."
Oh, thank you, Tamara. Comments like those, like, it blows my mind. Like, at the end of the day, we are glorified car janitors on YouTube. But the fact that so many people from around not only the nation but around the world watch us and enjoy watching us clean these cars is surreal.
Dude, it's
really
fun.
surreal.
It's fun. I think the camaraderie too, when you have friends doing it and people get to know you guys, and it kind of becomes like shop. They feel like they're part of the shop. You know what I mean? They feel like they're part of the process, and it's kind of like having friends in all places.
Yeah.
Next up here on the list, we have Neil White says, "Glad I waited to order ADS's new coating. It's on sale right now. True, right now at theradcompany.com. 20% off almost everything. That includes the new ADS coating, so check it out." All right, so here we go. We got Dragon says, "What is in the initial lineup of WD products? What specific qualities were you looking for in your products?"
So I would say our product line is definitely more exterior focused, just because I don't know how many people use, carpet shampoo. I mean, you kind of have to have an extractor. It's a larger barrier for entry. So we start with a pre-wash, obviously, to break down dirt and grime on the exterior of your vehicle before you go ahead with your contact wash. We have our Cherry Suds, which is our pH neutral soap. We then have our tire and wheel cleaner, obviously, to clean the tires and wheels. And then we have our degreaser for engine bay degreasing or rocker or wheel well degreasing. And then our iron remover. And to finish everything out, we have our ceramic sealant to put the final touch on the paint, and our tire shine to obviously shine the tires. Yeah. And then for the interior, we have our interior cleaner and our glass cleaner. So we wanted to have a product line that wasn't too in-depth or too into the weeds. Obviously, if you're really involved in detailing, you might be looking into various polishes and compounds, but then the barrier for entry is it's a lot more difficult to get to that stage, to invest not only in the equipment, the polishers, but the knowledge on how to sand paint, how much, then you get into paint depth gauges. So people who watch our channel tend to be weekend warriors or DIY people, and so I wanted a line that could not only tackle some of the dirtiest cars in the world that we detail, but would be simple enough and high quality enough for anyone at home to have a professional job, to do a professional job on their vehicle.
Absolutely. You liking it, Gabe?
Yeah. The products that I think are really awesome. Obviously, the citrus cleaner, nuts. The other one is the pre-wash. The pre-wash, I was really surprised with how much it took off bugs. We worked on a GMC this morning that had, what, RJ, 180,000 miles, and it looked like it hadn't been washed at all. So the paint was dry. It had a lot of a lot of contamination on the front. He sprayed the pre-wash and it just melted stuff off. When I think of products to do a really good job like that, the initial idea is like Forest, and it's up there. Like pre-wash and citrus for anything that's extreme decontamination and just gross. Those are my two go-tos. I'm excited about the pre-wash because I personally like doing like a dwell method, if you will. So where you foam it and just let it dwell before, and that way ensures that any contamination off the surface, before you go into the contact wash. So some good stuff. So I'm excited. I'm going to try foaming pre-wash. RJ did pre-wash in a spray bottle, which you can do. But,
I'm hoping you save some for us to have fun with too, Gabe.
Oh, like you did on our first batch?
Yeah. Oh, I blew through like an entire liter.
I was wondering where all that went.
Dude, I was just going for it,
why
man.
asking for
I was
more product?
I was having a good time with it. I was just blowing through it. I'm like, dude, this stuff's eating away all this stuff. I'm going to spray everything. So, needless to say, I did a pretty massive decon with your product. So, very cool. So, Gabe's going to continue on here. Engine bay time, which is going to be a ton of fun. Next up here, we have Hydra Detailing. Says, Anthony, what are your favorite things to use the Wolfpack on/with? So the Wolfpack, right, because it's on sale right now, some people are probably wondering. So that's going to be a higher pile, kind of plush, all-around microfiber towel. Now, when you compare it to something like an Eagle Edgeless or something that's going to be, really high-end, really, Korean 500 GSM, ultra plush, that kind of the nicest towel you could possibly get. The Wolfpack is a perfect happy medium between something that's affordable yet something that's still premium, but basically you don't feel bad using it, because what happens is people buy our Eagle Edgeless towels, right? They're like our Eagle 500s, RJ, and they're such a nice towel that people put them on the shelf and they go, oh yeah, I'm not going to use those. And I go, what? Why'd you buy them? Well, they're just so nice.
They are.
You just use them. You bought them to use, right? Well, I'm saving them. For what, right? A baptism, a purification process? Like, what are you saving those towels for? Like, this is like, you got to use them. And so, for me, I think the Wolfpack kind of scratches that itch of still having an ultra plush that you can grab and go, use and abuse, not feel bad about it. And the other thing, too, is that it's relatively durable because it does have a buttersoft suede edge on it. So, 70-30 blend, it's got the perfect GSM, and I like the multiple colors there. So, where I like to use the Wolfpack personally is I like to use it for waterless washing. I like to use it for quick detailing. I like to use it for kind of like spot, just my spot cleaning, right? So like if I have a bird dropping or if I have bug guts on the front, like it's just an easy towel just to grab and go. I can use it on interiors around my dash. I can use it around piano black plastics, things like that. It's going to serve a lot of the same purposes that you would still use with an Eagle. It's just going to be a little bit more of an affordable version, and due to the edge that's on it, it will have less roll. So have you guys ever noticed when you're using microfiber towel, depending on the job, it might roll in your hand? Hate that, right? Like that's never like you got to wipe, just like.
So do you fold it and like hold the edge when you wipe too?
So some people do that, right? You can do that as well, but sometimes due to the density, the friction, the surface tension, so many different things on the surface, that towel can roll, right? What I like about the Wolfpack is due to the edge that it has on there, adds a little bit more weight to that leading edge, thus reducing the amount of rolling that could possibly happen. Now, it also works great as a rinseless wash towel as well, because it's going to be ultra plush and it's going to be extremely soft. So a lot of different uses. I wouldn't recommend compound removal with it. I wouldn't recommend polish removal with it. It's not gonna be the most fun for that. Light wax removal would probably be fine, but just keep in mind, due to the ultra plush nature of that towel, you do want to wash those before use, and you want to wash them with other, hopefully no linting, non-linting towels, because due to the ultra plush nature, it can hold on to residual lint. So just keep that in mind.
I was laughing there because the hood strut gave up on Gabe and hit him in the head.
Gabe almost got. Did you get bonked?
Like
did he?
He played it off well.
Yeah, literally the hood fell on me.
Yeah, well,
that's what I call Hyundai quality. You know what I'm saying?
Hyundai are premium quality vehicles. I don't know. I think it's more of a user error.
Are you kidding me, Anthony?
Hey, listen, if the Hyundai wants to guillotine you, then you just gotta let it happen.
I thought that was a Genesis.
What is that even? Why?
No, that's definitely that's definitely a Hyundai. Genesis, that's the upper badge, right? That's when you do the badge swap.
I was kidding.
Yeah. Next up here.
Clarify that.
Next up, we do badge swaps here at the TRC studio. Sheepstar says, putting a brand new product on sale. Who do you think you are? RCA. What's RCA? Anybody know what RCA is? I don't know what that means. The fact that I have to ask is a problem. Chime in, Dane. What is RCA? Fill me in. He's not going to say anything. He's just moving on. Can't hear you. They're pressure washing. They're too loud. Here we go. Carlos Colley says, what's the biggest factor for you when testing or choosing chemicals, performance, safety, or ease of use, and how do you decide which ones make the cut for your detailing process?
That's a good question. Over time, I'm going on, let's see, if I started detailing cars when I was 14, I'm 29, so I got a decade and a half of detailing experience. So you pretty quickly know what works well, and thankfully the formulist, the chemist rather, that has formulated our products, I've been using his products for the last 10 to 12 years on our YouTube channel, out of our YouTube channel, in, I guess, traditional detailing on customers' cars or on some of the dirtiest cars in the world. So as far as effectiveness, I'm just, I guess, lucky enough that I've worked on, I guess, the whole spectrum of like extremely nice cars and extremely, that are extremely well kept versus, some of the dirtiest cars that you'll see on the internet. So I guess that's how we have tested it for effectiveness and ease of use. And although I'm hanging out with some awesome guys here and I was invited out here and whatnot, and it might seem like I have, my life together, I'm also still a moron.
Don't say that, RJ.
Hang on.
You're a smart guy.
Let me rephrase this.
You're a nice guy.
Thanks, Gabe.
I don't
Thanks,
care what
Gabe.
Anthony says.
No, I know I'm intelligent, but also self-deprecation is a great way to
balance, dude.
Yes, exactly. Keep yourself humble. So maybe moron was the wrong word there, but I always know there's more to learn.
Yeah, you're still learning. There you go. That's the way to put it.
I know enough to know I don't know enough.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to our product line, I'm just lucky enough to have an incredible team around me that has helped, not only make sure that these chemicals are safe, but also, again, if I can use them, that's where I was going with the moron statement. If I can use them, if I can make a car look good using them, then I'm sure you guys at home could too.
Now look at that. Gabe put on a show. So Gabe, what product is that?
This is pre-wash.
Pre-wash, okay.
So this is the product that I really, really like based off of watching RJ. I'm just doing it in kind of a different application, but if you've got a car that maybe isn't so hammered, I would say pre-wash because it's slightly diluted, but if you have a car that is just absolutely hammered, you want to go straight.
Very cool. Very cool. We like it. It looks good.
Stuff.
Looks good.
RJ, you want to tell Anthony how we met through the TikToks?
So that was actually Brent that had reached
Brent.
out. So it was one of these live streams.
Yeah.
And Brent had commented on one of your TikToks, I believe.
Yeah.
Your TikTok lives, and then I really don't even know what the conversation was. All I know is that he reached out to you guys, and then he passes along any of that. Brent is usually the first point of contact.
Yeah.
And then at least when it comes to relationships, he's the first point of contact, and then he maintains the contact.
Yeah.
But then I handle all of the business side and business communications. But obviously now that I know you guys, I think I'm probably closer friends with you guys than Brent is, and we've also talked a lot more.
Yeah.
But yeah, we met on TikTok Live, so I guess TikTok's good for something.
No,
Yeah.
that's great. That's
That
great.
really doesn't
Well,
TikTok me off at all.
But you know that me and RJ met before you guys met, right, Gabe?
yeah,
Yeah.
actually, Jimmy met RJ before you did. So technically,
That's not true. Me
technically
and Jimmy
it goes
met him at the
Jimmy,
same time.
It goes Anthony, and then most impactful me.
Anyways, okay. Well, there was a really cool creator summit.
kidding.
That happened a few years ago over at Car Supplies Warehouse, and we had a fun time there. It was really cool. Next up here, we have here we go. Dragon asking, are your products PFAS free?
What is PFA?
Like the forever chemicals.
The what?
The forever chemicals.
Forever chemicals?
Yeah.
That's a good question. To be honest, I'm not sure. We didn't formulate it. I don't know if he's from California where that is relevant.
So
Question?
I don't. This is a Dane's
I know they're
throwing
VOC
up a
compliant.
rabbit hole question, and I don't know why he threw this up here, but basically, Dane, you dog. So what there is, right? So when the forever chemical thing has been brought up over the last few years because we found out in a lot of different manufacturing of a lot of different products, right? Whether it's plastics, chemicals, bottles, everything. Can contain forever chemicals, right? Once these forever chemicals are essentially sprayed, inhaled, ingested, things like that, these chemicals stay inside your body for forever, right? And so what there is a few brands out there that are claiming that their chemicals are PFA free, PFAS free, and then basically saying that, hey, we don't have forever chemicals, it's not going to affect you. Well, I mean, which I think that's a great marketing. That's a great thing to market,
Sure.
right? And it's a great thing for just overall health. But there's so many of these forever chemicals and so many other things that it's good to know it's not coming from the detailing product, but you're still getting these in plenty of other forms of ingestion and whatnot.
All of our products are VOC compliant.
Yeah.
As far as forever chemicals, I can't confidently say. I do know for sure that SiO2 is one of those. Like silica dioxide is one of the forever chemicals, and which is why you're supposed to wear a mask when applying a ceramic coating where it is a very high percentage of silica dioxide. Our ceramic sealant most ceramic sealants are under 7-8% silica dioxide. So really, I think it just comes down to working on your vehicle in a well-ventilated area. I wouldn't necessarily want to be huffing any chemical. I don't care what it is. But I can't confidently say yes or no to PFAs. That's my first time hearing about it.
Yeah. It's probably many people's first time hearing about it. Anyways, that is a massive rabbit hole. We're not going to I'm trying to very surface level just graze the top of that. And moving on, as Sheepstar says, do your SDS sheets show hazard symbols?
Yes, they do.
Sure, they probably do.
Yeah, no, they absolutely. Actually, some of the labels will also carry over those hazard symbols as well. Actually, all the labels have hazard symbols, but the SDS sheets will have the the diamond.
What people are asking is never mind, RJ. This is too pure of a stream to do this. They're asking some facetious questions that some of these people are asking, not involving you or your brand or anything
Maybe
else.
some other companies.
Some other companies. This
Gotcha.
is what they're being facetious.
Man, you really have like a cult following. They have the inside jokes.
Dude,
and
they got inside
they've seen
jokes.
the pictures
They got
of you
tons
flexing
of
and everything.
inside stuff, but Dane's feeding the beast right now. I don't know why he's doing that. Carl F says,
Dream, I think. It's his way of getting back.
oh, I guess so. Carl F says, I missed last week. Did you guys all paint the spray, the wash bay gray? That's a lot of rhyming. Smiling. Yeah, so basically we finished the rest of the wrap wall over here. So we now have gray on one side, gray on the other side. It looks really cool in person. In video, it might look a little bit blue or a little bit dark. In person, it looks really, really good. So take our word for it. The one downside, though, RJ, is that when you wrap a wall, paint a wall, do an accent wall that's darker, it really sucks a lot of light, right? When that was white, it was glowing, right? Like you had a ton of light coming from that whole section. Now it's kind of looking slightly parking garage, right? Dark corner of a parking garage.
It looks great
But
if
it
you're
looks
here
cool.
in person. I do like the look of it, but I understand. I can understand what you're saying here. I think
From,
maybe
yeah.
if you guys mirror the Rag Company logo on your other wall, or maybe a smaller Rag Company logo, it at least would make it a little bit more enticing.
Yeah. Hanzo says, good day, everyone. For everyone new to detailing, could you go over the importance of removing bug splatter and bird droppings from a vehicle, even if it does have a ceramic coating?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that is my priority. Whenever I drive my personal vehicles, I personally don't care about marring or scratching. If a bird craps on my car, or if I have bug splatter, I will just wipe it away with whatever I have nearby.
Doesn't even matter. Could be a paper towel. Doesn't matter.
I'm not a stickler for scratches, although my cars are pretty scratch free because I do polish them often, and I don't mind polish. I can fix that, but once bug splatter or bird droppings etch into your paint, and then I'm putting sandpaper on my car and polishing, I don't need to be taking away.
Clear coat.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, so the importance really is that as soon as you possibly see it, Hanzo, you have to do something about it. I mean, the second you see a bird dropping, the second you see a bug, this isn't like a walk away, ooh, I got to get that maybe later in the day. This is a grab whatever you can as soon as you can and clean it off. And I kind of treat hard water the same way as well, too, because, I mean, hard water spots can also etch. I mean, bird droppings can etch. Certain rain can etch, right? So there's a lot of different things that can happen. And if you are aware that that's a possibility, right, especially on your vehicle, you got to do something about it quick. So especially what I find is sometimes during the fall and during the spring, right? A lot of etchings are going to happen here. I mean, even during the summer as well. But what happens is temperature change throughout the day while let's just say an acidic poo or whatever it is sitting on your surface, or bug guts or whatever. The temperature change and between the paint shrinking and expanding, the clear swelling during the heat, shrinking during the cold. What's that, Dane? Yeah, Dane says Acidic Poo is a great band name. I don't know why. Anyways, so what happens is that process, that bird dropping, those etchings, everything's just going to dig deeper and deeper and deeper into that clear, right? And so the second it does that, it's already kind of too late at that point. So the general rule, like RJ says, if you have anything to be able to try to remove that, whether it's water in a t-shirt or a quick detailer and a random towel, it doesn't matter if the towel is dirty. Some light scratching and marring is always going to be better than an etching, because once an etching happens, you're going to be doing a lot more scratching to get that out than you would if you would have just removed it in the first place.
And sometimes even when you sand and polish an etching or a hard water spot, if the paint isn't at the temperature that stain was induced, that etching was induced, you're not going to actually be able to reach that initial stain. So you have to, I don't know if you've ever seen people use the infrared lights while polishing to mimic the temperature that, the damage was done at. So if I can avoid that, if I can avoid that, I don't care. I can polish out a scratch.
Yep.
But, polishing out etching when it's hot and then cold, and the hot and cold is
etchings and dings. The bane of my existence, right? Scratches, again, I'm okay with scratches. I had one of my cars keyed like a year and a half ago, and listen to me. I had one of my cars keyed like a year and a half ago, right? Sucked, right? I freak out about everything, Gabriel, but I'm just saying that a ding is the worst to me, because now I have to call somebody because I can't fix a ding. I'm not good at PDR. I'm an amateur PDR specialist. I can barely do it. I can just barely do it.
The big ones.
But I have to call a friend, right, and have somebody come out, right? Now that costs time and money. A scratch is something that I can handle. An etching is something that I can also handle, but man, dude, whenever I'm doing it, I'm always just cringing. I'm always like, oh God, here I am removing precious clear coat. And thank God I got a super, super nice paint depth gauge from my friend Jose. And this particular paint depth gauge now makes it a lot less stressful when I'm sanding through precious clear.
What gauge?
It is the the carbon.
Okay.
It's what's Gabriel? Is it DTG? What's it? I'm trying to think of the brand. Oh my God, okay, I'm blanking. But it's a carbon. It's in a carbon case. It looks really, really cool.
You're in here.
What, Gabriel? What was that gauge called? It's the something pro carbon. Something pro carbon. D something pro carbon.
Starts with a D.
Anyways, it's
Do you have the little stethoscope?
It's
Or do you
it's
go
just it's
directly
on
on?
just on your phone.
Oh, really?
And yeah, it's on your phone.
Oh, that's cool.
So you do that, right? And what I love about it is it straight up pops up and it says resprayed, right? Like this has been a second layer
wow.
of paint. It tells you if there's Bondo or filler. Tells you everything.
Wow.
I love it.
That's
It's
pretty
amazing.
impressive.
Ron here says, "Good afternoon, everybody. What's going on, Ron? Good to see you here in the chat. Nice to see you. Good afternoon, Steve Pearson." RJ, which product from WD are you most proud of?
So there's actually 3. Super Slick is my favorite to use, and I think it's honestly, for the money, I think it's one of the best ceramic sealants that you could buy, and it's so versatile. And I don't even coat my cars anymore, probably more so from laziness, but also because I have this Super Slick product that allows me to make my car feel like it's coated after every single wash. But our Iron Kryptonite and our Purple Rain wheel cleaner both are a gel formula. And I'm proud of how our Iron Kryptonite functions, but also smells. Again, iron is incredibly stinky. Ours, once it's aerosolized, smells like cinnamon. And then our Purple Rain wheel cleaner, I think is, I don't know too many wheel gels out there on the market. And I think it does a great job of both combining gel properties with iron removing properties. I use it on my BMW's Apex wheels, and it's nice, especially when I'm trying to when I have to allow the wheel cleaner to dwell a little bit to break down the iron. And so those are the 3 products that I feel really stand out amongst our line.
Sweet, man. Right on. Okay.
Because of rinse aid.
Oh, no. Gabriel's still going. Gabriel, what are you looking for? You looking for that blue bottle?
Yeah, dude. We're going to go to town.
Bring that over here really quick. Bring it over here really quick.
Actually, I got to hit it with a little bit of iron first.
Let me get a whiff of this thing.
Oh, you want to get a whiff of it?
Yeah, let me get a hit of this stuff.
I don't know.
Oh, it's so good. It really does. Like, what is that? It's like hair shampoo. It's so
It's
good.
like, yeah.
The scent's actually tropical breeze.
Is
nice.
it? Okay.
But I thought so as well. I said it smells like L'Oreal for kids.
Dude, I think it's fun. I think, yeah, it reminds me of going deep into paradise, sand between my toes, not on my paint.
What's
something
in the
like
water?
that. Yeah. Joey Belinsky says, "Hello, my friends. What's up, RJ? Looking forward to visiting Boise in a little over a week. Get ready, Anthony." I don't know why they keep saying in like this really like mysterious like way. They keep saying, like, "Get ready, Anthony." They're trying to prepare me for something. And I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're bringing. I don't know what they're trying to say. But
Is this someone you know?
I do know him.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's just being very, I don't know, mysterious about this. Next up here, Joey, we have Mac Bergson says, "Hey, is that the Enrique Iglesias background detailing?" Crap, somebody did say that. I said before, nobody's ever said that before, and somebody has said that, Gabe. So I guess I was wrong.
You want to know the new saying?
What's that?
I can be your detailer, baby. No?
Man, Gabe, I could literally hear Dane literally stabbing his eyes out, and ears. Oh, he is moaning in the background.
He's moaning back there.
Not in a good way. It's more of a groan. Next up here, gosh, this is great. Megan says, "I've heard about Brake Buster to clean sneakers. What other off-label uses for detailing chemicals can you reveal?" Brake Buster does clean sneakers very well. You can do that. I would avoid particular fabrics with Brake Buster. Like rubber is great, right? It'll work great at cleaning particular rubbers. Other off uses for detailing products, like RJ, do you have anything that you guys like to use the WD products for off-label stuff?
So I actually got this idea from Matt Mormon over at Obsessed Garage, but that guy seems to ceramic coat everything.
Yeah.
So he would ceramic coat his kitchen counters. He would ceramic coat his glass doors in his shower. And so I did the same with the exteriors of my window with Super Slick, as well as with the glass doors in my shower, just because I try to avoid the hard water spotting.
Yep.
And I have like a little squeegee that
Nice.
you touch
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
so you squeegee all the water down.
Totally.
And it's made it so much easier. And so that's the only application I've used inside my house. I have seen a couple other detailers use like a really heavy acid to clean toilet bowl stains, but I'm not advising that. That's just something I've seen.
Okay, yeah. Well, I like to use rinseless washing for cleaning my baseboards around my house. I like to spray my microwave and my refrigerator with particular products, bead maker, spray sealants, things like that. Granite countertops, I will eventually hit with a sealant. I've polished my granite countertops as well. Gosh, man, APCs for floor cleaning. I've done a lot of different stuff. I mean, there's lots of cool things you can do. I don't think there's any wrong answer. Everything's worth trying. It just particular chemicals maybe aren't meant to be on food surfaces, if that makes sense. So just keep that in mind. Next up. Here we go. 10 minutes left until the break. Steve Pearson says, Joey Belinsky, seems like you can't stay out of Boise. Just move there already. Jeez. Steve, that would require Joey to leave Sacramento, California. And I think he really loves Sacramento. I think he's the only person that loves Sacramento. Yeah. Joey says, Boise can't afford me full time. Oh, Joey. You silly goose. Next up here, Jose Martinez. There we go. The man, the myth, the legend. So this guy, he'll know the paint depth gauge. Yeah. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Hope all is well. Anthony, can you add one-on-one or group detailing class since everybody's doing it? So I guess he's asking if we can do a rag company detailing course here. So Jose, we've talked about this and thought about this for years. We do have everything pretty much set up here at the TRC studio to be able to host something like this. It's mostly been about capacity, literally with our schedule and with our team, and basically who can kind of commit to putting something like this together. And so when Levi was here, we had talked about it for a while, and we had thought that it would be something that me and Levi could possibly do on a few weekends throughout a year, and offer like a training class and have it be something like as easy as the basics of detailing, like detailing 101, all the way up to polishing, coating, things like that. But really, it's a big undertaking, right? Because when you're hosting a class and you're getting people to visit from out of state, right? It's okay, where are they staying, right? You make them responsible for their own hotels and whatnot, but then it's during the days here. Is it a Saturday, Sunday? Is it a lunch provided thing? What are the hours of this training class? And then what other things could we do to support our audience, right? Whether it's in the form of a discount code or something for them attending, building them a cool care package. So what I'm trying to say is we've had ideas. We know how to do it. It's more of a capacity thing and who would all be involved. If I'm involved, then who else is joining me from Team TRC to be able to make this happen, and how many people are we committing to do this? And so I basically what I'm saying is I'm going to be left with Enrique over here to be my co-partner, and I don't know if I'm ready to handle that just yet. Am I?
A good time together. We're about to go to Georgia together. Come on. We're going to have a vacation.
It's not a vacation. It's actually a work trip, Gabriel. Stop calling it that. Anyway, so I'm not saying never. Like, I'm saying this probably will happen at some point in the future. I don't know when yet. Michael DeBlau says, hello peeps from Belgium, tuning in with a fever. Oh no. Ibuprofen for the win. Yep, stay on top of it. Get behind the fever. Get in front of the pain. Get in front of the fever. Try to keep it away. Next up, Drew Detail says, good afternoon from Montreal, Canada. Nice, we got Canada in the house. Gabe's going to town over there. And then Carl F. says, WD Detailing. I've watched quite a few of your videos. What was your favorite resurrection? Do you have any specific detail that inspired any of your current podcasts or products? Sorry, not podcasts. Products.
As far as the products go, I would say I know it's a generic question, or rather a generic answer, but all the products, or rather all the cars that we have featured have kind of inspired the whole entire line, because I wanted it to be, I don't know if there's ever one vehicle where I was like, I really wish we had a product that did this, because we run through a very rigid step process. You know, I would say most cars generally. The only thing that differs is sometimes we use pre-wash and sometimes we don't, depending on the kind of paint.
Yeah.
Pre-wash is highly alkaline, and so if you have a single stage paint job, you are going to stain that paint and you are going to have to polish. Sometimes the guys back home, they don't know that and they do it on accident, and then my polishing takes much, much longer. But the favorite resurrection, it was either the that Monte Carlo. I don't know if that seriously, that video stands out to me just because that family was so sweet and so dear. And like, you know, when cars are, you know, at the end of the day, cars are just metal, glass, and rubber. But when people attach emotion to it, and then you're able to bring out that emotion just by cleaning the vehicle. Any video where the car that we cleaned is either a memory, reminds them of, you know, their youth, or maybe another family member that's no longer here. Those are the ones. We had actually a good one that I can mention is we had cut out this 57 Chevy Bel Air from a barn.
Yeah.
We actually had to cut the back out. The father, another veteran, he is 92 years old, and he was in a nursing home, and they wanted to get the car out to clean it up, to sell it, to help fund you know, the cost of him being in the home. And so we got to clean the car. He had no idea. We brought it to him at the nursing home, and he came out in the wheelchair, and we surprised him. And you know, he's looking at the car, and he goes, "Wow, you know, wow." He goes, "It hasn't looked like that in a long time." You can almost see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
It's flashing before him, and all the memories with the car. And he goes, "You know, it was a good deal, and I drove this car all the time." You know, and you can just see someone who's lived 92 years of life, and
it brings back a lot of memories, right?
Yeah, and his whole family was there, and you know, they go, "You know, he never smiles. He never smiles." And he was sitting there in the car, touching the steering wheel, and you know, it's moments like those that I feel so privileged to be a part of, because it's just, it's special.
Yeah.
And it's why I think it's why I love cars. Cars signify freedom to me, and they also signify I guess expression. You get to express yourself through your cars, and you know, people identify you based on what you drive. At least a lot of people do. Like Gabe drives what is it, that 4Runner outside with the little Widow Wadder on it?
Yeah, it's
not
technically
a
it's a
4Runner.
he'll tell you it's a Land
4Runner?
Cruiser.
A Land Cruiser,
I
sorry.
mean, I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's, you know, it's okay.
Oh my
Well, you have it
gosh,
wrapped. I couldn't
RJ.
see. It's all wrapped.
What vehicle stands out to you the most out there, RJ?
That Raptor's sick, dude.
Thanks,
No,
man.
don't give him that. It's just an F-150.
Thanks, man.
Bronze rims. I think bronze
Thanks.
rims with
Dude,
same
so
wheels.
I almost went bronze.
Yeah, I think bronze is the move.
I was afraid it was going to be too loud.
I like
was
it, dude.
I was
I like
afraid it was going to be a lot. But no, thank you, Gabe. I just wanted you to hear that he's a pretty big fan of the Raptor. So, anyways, moving on. The one who shall remain nameless, right? We normally give this guy a name throughout the week, basically because he says he doesn't have a name. What would you like to name him? Give me a good name. Anything.
So, when I hear the one who shall not, shall remain nameless, it reminds me of Harry Potter and the
Yeah.
shall.
Harry.
You're Voldemort for the day, man.
You want Voldemort?
Oh,
Okay,
well,
Voldemort.
that's he who shall not be named.
No, here we go, Voldemort. So Voldemort in the chat saying, "Happy Friday, Junior, all of you handsome people from the sunny south coast of Massachusetts. Gonna catch this one. Oh God, Voldemort's not even gonna hang around. Okay, he's gonna catch this one later. Have a great Labor Day weekend, everyone. You too, man. Yep, be safe, have fun. Don't do anything that we wouldn't do, whatever that means." Next up. Fine Detailing here in the house says, how do you get a 1 million view video? Asking for a friend.
That's a good question. Again, I think it comes down to the three things that I'd mentioned. Obviously, cleaning an extremely dirty vehicle, a vehicle that is an enthusiast vehicle that's in good shape, and then finding a story. What we've realized over time is that people are attracted to people. They want to know some kind of storyline, and you need to have a payoff. You need to have a question that you ask at the beginning of the video, and some kind of resolution that finishes the video at the end. And you know, I guess our simplest question and answer is, can we clean this car? And at the end, yes, we can. But when we can add in something more, like how, you know, what will the reaction be from the owner of the vehicle? Can we clean it? And then getting to show them the clean vehicle and having that big reaction, and not a fake one, like a really honest one where it invokes emotion. I think that's a ticket, at least when it comes to detailing, because detailing's niche. So I don't know if you can make I'm sure there are people I feel like that part of detailing is kind of over, like the how to polish a car. I feel like Larry has done many videos like that. There's a couple other creators that have done really well in the how-to. Chris Fix, for example, how to hand polish your car. And I'm sure there's still a market for it, but I think that might be in short form now. I think that TikTok would be a great place to get a 1 million view video, how to detail a car, how to polish a car, but attention spans have shrunk. So if you're looking for long form attention, you got to find a good story, or you have to have a crazy question and a great payoff.
Yep. Actually, so it's funny. Yeah, you say a lot of the same things in a good way that some of our other YouTube friends have said, and it's almost like that's really the answer, right? There's a story and there's a payoff, right? Usually seems to be what keeps the attention span longest for a long form video, because I do agree that the short form stuff has completely destroyed all of our attention spans, and unless we're getting information as fast as possible, we're not happy. So Sheepstar says, I know how you get 1 million subs. Okay. All right, Sheep. Good to know.
Make YouTube shorts and post lots of shorts. You'll get 1 million subs.
You post lots of shorts. Yeah, right. And you'll get the gold plaque, and the people who long form will be crying as they see that, and they go, "How long did it take you?" "Oh, I did it in like 2 months." And you're like, "Wow."
I'm so proud of this, because I truly feel this, that we were like the last of the old YouTube generation, because then they introduced shorts, and there's channels that have 10 million followers on shorts, and then you look at their long form videos, they get 50,000 views. And don't get me wrong, 50,000 is amazing. 1,000 views is crazy on long form content. But there's people who have built and gotten that golden plaque meant something. Yeah. And now it just it got degraded.
Well, so that's
devalued.
It's funny. Yeah, we've been making videos over a decade, and we finally got just our silver plaque, and we were like, oh my god, we're super happy about this. But they shrunk it.
They did. You noticed? I just said that to them at the other place. I go, did they shrink it?
Shrunk the plaque because
I just said that.
They're dishing so many of them out. I'm like, is it they shrunk the stuff because so many people have now? What the heck is this?
Oh, I'm so glad you just confirmed that, because I go, no, they shrunk the plaque, because the other one, the gold one's big, but
so
that's crazy.
That's about probably a third smaller than the original.
I literally said 2/3 the size.
Yeah, dude, it's
so funny.
It's quite a bit smaller. So, anyways, here we go. That's actually a good stopping point right now. We'll talk more about the history here in just a minute, but we do have a break right now. So for the next few minutes, we're going to be hearing some messages from our friends in the industry as well as ourselves. In this time, go to the bathroom, grab some snacks, go to theradcompany.com, score 20% off our Labor Day sale right now. And we will see you here in a few more minutes to answer more questions with RJ. All right, and welcome back to the second half here at Q&A Thursday. Joining us, we have RJ from WD Detailing, and then over there in the wash bay, we have Mr. Gabriel Garcia. Gabe, how's everything going?
Dude, things are going good. To be honest, I got to go a little bit slow because I'm washing this bad boy pretty quick. Thanks to WD products, of course. But yeah, so basically we are kind of taking product shots and videos. I got Jimmy and I've got intern following me as well. And we're kind of getting that done simultaneously while washing this car. We still have door jams and we have glass we got to get done.
Wow. Okay. Well, you made really good time. So
you don't have to tell me twice, sister.
Sorry, I just had one of those like Nature Valley bars, right?
You're choked up. I get it. It happens.
I thought it was a feastable.
So it was a Nature Valley bar that's like exceptionally dry there at the end and just really lodged in somewhere non-ideal. So I've been trying to drink as much water. So while I work through this, Gabe, Mr. Iglesias, can you please give us a rundown on what you've done to the car so far?
Yeah. So we did wheel and tire cleaner. So we utilized those two products. Fantastic. Then what we did for the paint was I did pre-wash, but what I did was I foamed it and I did 10-to-1. And then I came back and I did citrus. Man, you are dying.
I think I got it.
I saw it.
Until he launched something at my throat. Yeah. So I feel like a piece of plastic.
I saw it fly out of your mouth.
Wow, second half is off to a great start.
I think it was a piece.
I can't even educate these people because I'm watching you choke on a freaking peanut over there.
I think I ate the wrapper. I think it was part of the Mr. Beast Feastables. Okay, continue.
You're gonna make me cry. Okay, so we did the pre-wash, and then we came back and we did a pH neutral cherry suds. And then what I did was I came back while it was wet, and I actually clayed it using iron, and then I neutralized it before doing. I actually did what is it called? Super Slick. I did Super Slick, and I did it as a rinse aid. And man, this car was pretty dry. In fact, they have a Bluebird sticker, so they've been running it through a car wash. So as soon as we did the clay method, it just made the paint super dry, and it was just sheeting. But after doing Super Slick rinse aid, man, it really, really, really made it hydrophobic again. And what I'm doing is I'm gonna probably dress the plastics really quick, finish dressing the plastics, and then Jimmy, Mitch, and I are gonna go on and do glass, because we are gonna try out. Now, glass cleaner, I have a question on this because it is aerosol. Is it just a simple spray and then do your typical box method?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Anthony, are you going to be okay over there?
I was watching
I
that from my
literally don't know. I don't know what happened.
Can you carry this for the second half, RJ?
It could be like a Heimlich maneuver situation. I'm not really sure what happened. So here I'll just be honest, right? Once we get to the halftime, right, I'm usually pretty hungry. So, like, my time there is trying to, like, wolf down whatever snack I can.
Yeah.
And today's case was, like, it was called, like, a Built Puff Bar, right? It's like a chocolate coconut one. And I'm pretty sure there was, like, coconut in it. And then I followed that up with a Nature Valley Nutri-Grain bar or whatever, or a Nature Valley bar. And I was like, that's the two worst things I can be putting in my body: coconut and a dry biscuit. So, like it just, like, even drinking water isn't even breaking you down, dude.
You can't even freaking talk without.
No, I can't. I sound pretty rough. So, anyways, okay, let's try to work through it.
Let's get into
While
the
you
second
recover,
half.
I do have a question. So Gabe had just mentioned, not necessarily a question, but so me and you, Gabe, we like to use iron remover as both, well, an iron remover, but also kind of a clay loop. I feel like when you have a lot of iron deposit on your car, you need to abrade it with a clay mitt or a clay scrubber. And there's some people here at the rag company who told me that they don't like doing that. I didn't know if...
I'll be honest, RJ, if this is a safe place. I typically don't, but because you did it earlier with the same clay scrubber, I was like, what the heck, I'm gonna do it. But the reason why I think typically people shy away from doing that is with the synthetic clay scrubber or any of the synthetic clay products we have, what happens is it breaks it down. And you know, the benefit is if you buy like a clay scrubber, for instance, there is 2 in the pack, but ultimately some different iron removers, depending on how strong they are, they can actually ruin your clay scrubber. So that's why it's one of those things where it's like, do it at your own risk. But I mean, in theory, I guess you could. I think that there might be some concern that there's still contamination that you could potentially be pushing into your paint.
No, I probably wouldn't do that on my BMW that I maintain pretty regularly. But on all the cars that we're working on that are super jacked up, it's kind of a must. And honestly, I can promise you, because I've used, now I can't vouch for actual clay, but the synthetic clay, our iron remover does not degrade it. And honestly, I feel like, especially again on those really roached cars, you need that abrasion to break down that iron.
Totally.
Well, and in the back, like this car, it really wasn't bad as far as iron compared to the vehicle we had this morning. So that's why I was like, you know what? Let's have some fun. Why are you looking at me like that, Anthony?
I'm just laughing at our jokes from earlier, dude. We have fun on here. No, sorry.
No, we have a great
good.
time. I hope everyone that's watching us, they're not annoyed by us. Just
like, probably
giggling.
we might be coming off as slightly unprofessional. So let's go ahead and bring it back and let's try to make this a professional stream again. So before we jump into this, let's go ahead and head to the ragcompany.com right now, because Right now, it's our Labor Day sale. 20% off almost everything, including up to 69% off doorbusters with no code needed. Meaning you're going to head there, you're just going to get to shopping, and you're going to be a happy camper. Now, doorbusters. What kind of doorbusters do we have? We have some pretty amazing ones. This includes the Wolfpack, the big one, the Premium FTW in Ice Gray, the Creature Edgeless in Royal Blue. We also have the Eagle Applicator. We have the Ultra Wash Mitt. And we have some Eagle Edgeless as well as a couple kitted items here that are ready to go right out the gate so you can get straight to washing. So a really cool sale we have going on right now. We only run 20% off a few times throughout the year. This is one of those times, meaning that you probably should pick up stuff to get you through at least till I'll just say October. I'm just going to throw it out there. Just say until October, because in October, some fun stuff is also happening. But I don't want you guys to have to wait that long, especially if you're low on supply. So 5 days left of the sale here. This will be running until the 2nd of September. So anyways, so that's going to be it at theradcompany.com. So other than that, we've been running the first half, and RJ has answered quite a few questions about the WD line, talked a little bit about the YouTube channel, and really it's just been, I think, been an awesome few days, right? You guys are actually filming a video earlier, and I barged in, not knowing what you guys were doing, and I said, "Hey, what's everybody's lunch order?" And everybody was like, "Hey, Anthony, we're shooting a video here. Like, you can't."
What blew my mind, it wasn't necessarily that it had, because I walk in when something's being filmed, but it was the whole team going.
We literally.
Well, I thought they had flies that they were swatting.
You walked
away.
in and you're like, "Hey, Jimmy, what are we having for lunch?" And we're all looking back. We're like, Jimmy's like, "We're filming," and I'm going like this.
Yeah, I'm like, they're all fighting off the same fly.
And then he's like, "What are you guys doing?" And then I yelled, "We're filming. We're on a live." And then Anthony pauses. He goes, "Oh. So, Jimmy, what are we having for lunch?"
Oh, man.
You know, Fisher, your hunger has caused some serious issues today at the Rag
Dude,
Company.
it has, but you know what it resulted in? It resulted in pizza. It resulted in good times, good laughs, and everybody, seems to be back on track. So that does happen from time to time. Anyway, so back to some of the comments here, some of the questions. Ron Ayotte here is saying, will TRC be carrying the WD product line? So this is actually going to be something... is that something we're talking about right now, or not really talking about in terms of kind of what? I don't think we're talking about anything. No, we're not talking about anything. We'll call this just a fun thing for right now.
You guys are the worst at keeping secrets.
I know we are. I mean, I don't want it to be a secret, but I'm just saying, hey, we're doing this for fun. They brought the line. We're playing with things. We've been shooting some content.
I don't know if they're going to be carrying it, but we have been carrying your guys' towels on our website, so technically there is a partnership already.
He's calling you out, Fisher.
I guess.
What do you mean? Your towels are already on our website.
I guess in terms of questions, I just didn't really prepare myself for what questions could be asked today.
I literally talked to you about this at the beginning before we went live, and you went rogue.
Yeah, so sorry about that. So anyways.
You might as well.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
Right, Gabe?
Jeez, Lou. I'm going to...
This guy. Okay, next up here. Next question. Hydra Detailing says, I use a Wolfpack to wipe after shaving my beard. Multifunctional. That's sweet. That's a great way to use TRC Premium Microfiber. Just make sure you don't use the same towel used with detailing chemicals on your face. Drew's Details says, I've never heard of WD, and you have my full attention. Okay. Well, Drew, we're here. We've been doing it.
Put some pressure on me.
Be at attention. Joey Belinsky says, let's not talk about Lenny until he's here. I don't know what he's talking about. Moving on. Sheepstar says, say his name 3 times and he'll buy superior products. I don't know what that is. I don't know what we're talking about. You guys are talking about, from last week. Gotcha. We had a troll last week. That's the best way to describe it. And we don't try to feed the trolls, right, if we can avoid it. But this particular one, we were like, yeah, let's see what happens, right? So we kind of just went into it a little bit. It got crazy, RJ. It was bad. Dane was fuming. He wanted to throw the iPad through the TV. He was not happy about by the time it ended. And but wow. It was good. It was good entertainment, is what it was.
The trolls. I'm glad to hear. I shouldn't say glad to hear that you guys deal with them.
Everybody gets trolls, man.
One of the things that people troll us on is, they say that all of our videos are fake and we're throwing mud and dirt. If I was as good of creating barn finds like that, do you guys think that I would be doing, like, I'm talking to the camera, but like, I wonder why these trolls would think that I would be doing this on like a 1962 Dodge Dart when I could be doing this on like a Murcielago and getting 3, 4, 5, 6 times the viewership.
Well, because, dude, we've seen it. We've seen it on YouTube where you get the YouTubers, right? They'd be like, buying my abandoned, I'm just going to throw out I'm going to say NSX, right? And it's like an NSX that was clearly parked in a field 2 weeks prior.
We did an NSX that was parked in a field. Fisher, what the heck, dude?
That was a different NSX, right? This is a different, I'm talking, okay, there was like a week for NSXs. Do you remember that? There was
Larry had one.
Larry had one, and then there was a couple other car YouTubers that found it was like it was a month of NSXs in a field.
Yeah, well,
okay, I'm talking about
ours got really popular again on short form, but we posted that video well over like a year and a half ago. So sometimes things come around.
What color was your guys'?
This was black.
Black. This one I was talking about was like green. Anyways, long story short, there's been some situations where you'll see people and you go, was this staged? I feel like this was staged. But you guys, seriously, you guys will go and find, and the thing is, you'll pull a non-running car out of wherever you have to do it to get it to where you guys can detail it.
That's almost like a whole separate
that
job
should be
entirely.
Its own separate channel.
Like, Matt's off-road recovery. I mean, look at that. Yeah. Like, I mean, the amount of skill. And people don't give tow truck drivers or flatbed drivers enough credit because, like, sometimes you have to do some really on the fly critical thinking, and in order it's puzzle. I mean, you have to put the puzzle together and figure out how do I move something where 3 of the wheels are locked up, 2 of the wheels are flat, and I can't. It's rolling, being dragged sideways into the trailer, so someone's in there hitting the. I mean, there's so many different ways. So that has been something. That R8 that we did, that Audi R8, that was on bags. All the bags lost air. We had to take the front bumper off to drag that Audi into the trailer. I mean,
oh no.
Yeah. So.
Because you guys have to really not, you can't damage anything, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that would defeat the whole purpose of the restoration and the cleaning and everything. It's like, well, we got it, but we damaged the frame, right?
God, that would be awful. I won't lie. You're gonna make mistakes working with cars. Like, over time, it's just inevitable. One of the mistakes that I had made is we were working on oh my goodness, a Champion. It's a holy smokes, I can't remember what the freaking car. Oh, Studebaker. Sorry, Studebaker Champion. Yeah. And back in the day, they thought on the left side of the car, if they had right-handed threads, or like I guess left-handed threads. I can't even remember which one. I think right-hand threads. That if they were on the left side of the car, that as the wheel spun, it would spin the threads off. So half the car would have normal threads. The other half would have reverse threads. And I didn't realize that. I thought that they were just.
Oh no!
I thought that they were just seized, and so I'm.
You're zapping it. Yeah.
Snap the stud off, and I'm like, "What the heck? How'd that happen?" Blah blah blah. Do it again. Snap another one off. Do it again. Snap. And now I'm just pissed snapping studs off. So I snapped 3 of them off, and then eventually, if I look, I think it's right-handed threads because on there it says a little R.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not from 1955. How the heck am I supposed to know that?
Then you put it the way you zap, the first one comes right out.
Do you know how much a drum brake with studs for a 1955 Champion Studebaker is?
I imagine it's probably quite a bit.
Well, that plus the air hammer, because I was trying to pound them out and put new ones in. Yeah. And I realized I can't do that, so I bought a whole. It was $650 and like 10 hours of my life.
Man, dude.
But I fixed the problem, and then actually I didn't fix it until the gentleman came back to the shop and saw the car. Yeah. And I had because the hub's off, so I placed the tire. I was on a jack stand on the rear, and I placed the tire so it still looked like it. Yeah. And I had him walk around the car. I was like, "Sir, I just wanted to apologize. I made this mistake, but it is being fixed. I'm just waiting on the parts to arrive, and I'm going to make this right." Oh, I had to get a 10-ton jaw puller because I couldn't get the hub off. It was a mess. But he walked around the car, older gentleman, and I asked him, or rather, I told him, I was like, "I'm sorry, I have to let you know this did happen." I did it on camera too. He didn't care at all. And then just kept walking around looking at the car. He goes, "You guys did a great job." Didn't acknowledge it at all. Guy literally did not care at all. I still fixed the car and gave it back to him. But I don't even know how I got on this topic about messing stuff up, making mistakes, I guess.
That's great. Yeah.
Glass cleaner. It's interesting in a good way. It's essentially you spray it on, but unlike aerosol glass cleaners, it foams after it makes contact. Not out of the bottle, which is nice because typically the aerosol, they clog up on the actual spray. So tell us about it. Why does it do the actual foaming when it hits contact with the surface of the glass?
That's a good question. I would presume, like I said, so that's the one thing that we don't actually manufacture in-house because you have to be very careful when manufacturing aerosols. Yeah. But that's actually the same product that I've used for the last 15 years on all the windows. So I'm not sure exactly how it foams up after contact, but
it's interesting.
It's one of the most unique window cleaners. And here's the thing too with WD Auto Supply, we've curated this brand, and a lot of the products we are able to go and blend and change and kind of modify with the chemist to fit exactly our needs and make it ours. But sometimes trying to reinvent the wheel is a lot harder than using the best product and something that I've already used for a very long time. So that's one of those products. Again, also it's ammonia free and alcohol free, which means it's safe on window tint, which is a huge benefit.
Totally.
It doesn't have an intense window cleaning smell, but it was just one thing that caught my attention first time. Genuinely, this is my first time using it, is how it foams after making contact with the glass. Pretty interesting.
I have a question for you guys. So that film that builds up on the inside of your glass over time?
Yeah.
Someone told me a long time ago, and I never confirmed this or really found any information to verify this online, but they told me that that's off-gassing from
plastics?
The plastics. And I just thought it was contained like just dirty air that gets stuck on your window over time.
So there's adhesives, right? So in your entire vehicle, you have multiple different types of adhesive,
right,
as well
the new car smell.
As well as, there's sealers, there's different things that happen, right? As temperatures change, right, some of this adhesive, and it could be carpet adhesive, it could be plastic adhesive. There's lots of different adhesives, like most door panels, right? For example, like a door panel that has like a piece of leather on it, right? That leather's not sewn into the plastic. That leather's attached via adhesive, right? Alcantara on a door panel, how is it attached? The adhesive, right? Your carpet, right, has a layer of adhesive inside it, right? So there's adhesives all around the vehicle. What happens is, as weather changes, especially on newer vehicles, right, you'll have an off-gassing process that happens through warm weather and cold weather, and it will eventually create a film. Now, that's not the only thing that creates a film on the inside of glass, right? Air fresheners create a film on the inside of glass as well, right? So air fresheners, right, they release a scent, right? These scent oils, right? They're in the air. They're airborne once they are hung and begin doing mixing with air molecules in the air. Well, those have to go somewhere, right? And so oftentimes they'll rest and they'll find their way onto certain surfaces. On plastic, you're not going to notice an air freshener, we'll call it like the evaporation process, whatever. You won't notice it on plastics, you won't notice it on carpet or seats or anything like that, but you would notice it on windows because it's something that directly affects your vision, right? Being able to see out there. So oftentimes if you have a hanging window air freshener or like one of those ones that's like oil-based, that like has like a little oil satchel in it, right? A lot of times those will off-gas and your front windshield may become kind of foggy or cloudy. That's like a super, super common thing. But it's not always adhesive. Adhesive off-gassing happens for the first several years of a vehicle's life, and it can be pretty prominent. After that, it kind of calms down. Usually following that, it's usually something that has to do with the air quality inside the vehicle, which is usually the adhesives, the filter, what's that?
I just thought it was a Subaru thing.
No, everything does it. Everything does it.
RJ got it.
Anyways, okay. Oh, you're talking about because they vape in their cars. That also does it too. Anyways, moving on. Hydro Detailing says, my number one use for the Wolfpack is to keep 2 in my car with a quick detail spray, 1 for bird poops and 1 for the interior as my window has dust, and I don't want I don't want to use the wipers just for that. Nice. Okay.
Smart.
All right.
I'm like against using windshield wipers.
Yeah, they suck.
I don't like windshield wipers.
Yeah, I prefer
feel
not
like,
to use them either.
I feel
That's
like
what etch your glass.
Yeah, I feel like it's not a pure process. I feel that no matter what lubrication you have with windshield washer fluid, sometimes the contamination that happens on glass and that rests within your blades, doesn't matter. You still gouge it.
Yeah.
You still gouge your glass. And then the other thing too, windshield washer fluid touching my paint, I don't want that on. It's not, my paint's good. I don't want that on there, sitting on there. And granted, it's usually made with distilled water and it'll evaporate, right? I don't like it on there. Still would prefer to have it not.
Yeah, I would compare windshield wipers to toilet paper, and I would compare glass coatings to a bidet.
Okay.
It's much more effective.
Yeah. Right.
And it's much less messy, and it doesn't etch the paint.
It is. Yeah. Or etch the glass.
That's not the greatest comparison.
It's just, well, no, you're not wrong. It's just you're dry wiping more often than you think you are.
Yeah.
And like my wife, she went to go use her windshield wipers on the 4Runner the other day, and the windshield was nasty, right? And I'm like, and I was like, it's like, oh, I need to clean your windshield, right? Like here before we go. And she's like, we don't have enough time. And I see her press the button to start the spray, right? Well, the spray starts after the windshield wipers already begin moving, right? So the windshield wipers have already moved up 6 inches dry before they make contact with any windshield washer fluid. And I go, so there's the gouges in that as I hear nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, and glass once it's scratched. I know they make glass polish, and I'm sure there's people who
it's still
can.
Impossible to
but
get.
Best of luck.
Scratches out of glass are horrible.
Yeah.
Like, so you have to use cerium oxide. It's the freaking mess.
Also, it just smears bug guts anyways. So like it makes visibility worse.
Yeah, I don't believe in them. I'm anti windshield washers or windshield wipers. I hate them.
I'm with you, man.
Blank Banshee says the Santa Fe is named Clementine, by the way. Oh, that's Maddie, right?
Maddie.
That is Maddie.
Clementine. So we're cleaning
Clementine
Clementine.
Orange. Right on, Maddie. Well, we're glad to have you in the chat. Next up here, we've got David Boyce that says, RJ and Anthony, my apologies. I got the wrong YouTube channel mixed up. It's the Detail Geek and how he's based in Canada. In my defense, the two of you kind of look alike.
Okay, so I have a story about the Detail Geek that I usually don't bring up.
No, you can tell us.
So when we first started, the Detail Geek was a big influence. Him, Larry, and Stauffer's Garage. Those were the 3 detailing YouTube channels at the time, and the Detail Geek became the largest pretty quick with the disaster details. So I won't lie. When you start doing something new, very, very rarely are you going to, or when you break into an industry, very rarely are you going to be the innovator. You generally need to kind of find yourself. And one of the best ways to do it is to imitate, is to mimic, just to kind of figure out if it's something even worth doing. And so, we were doing disaster details, and a lot of the content was very similar. And it was when we were really, really small, like 13 or 14,000 subs. Brent had commented on one of the Detail Geeks videos. Someone had asked, I wonder how long it takes him. He's like, oh, well, Brent had commented. And I told him not to do this too. But he had commented and said, like, well, it usually takes us around 12 or 13 hours to detail the car. And the Detail Geek had commented and said, why don't you guys, it was something along the lines of like, why don't you guys have an original thought for once and stop copying me?
No,
and like,
and you're like, no.
And so we printed that out.
Yeah.
And Brent put it on his his board at home to look at as motivation.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I want people to make as much detailing content, and if they use our content to try and get involved in the space, that's awesome. Like I like to be someone to influence the next potential YouTube personality in detailing I think that's a great honor. I think that's something to be proud of. I guess he didn't see it that way, and I don't know if he had. So
you haven't talked to him since?
We never talked to him.
Okay,
we had even made a video addressing it. Like, hey, we took so much inspiration from you. With all due respect, this comment kind of hurts because we didn't do anything to you. We just, anyways. And it was again. Detailing drama is not where I want to spend any of my time. So we didn't, but nonetheless, it was a motivating factor. And for a while we would, we were like, we're going to kick his butt in views this month. And eventually we did surpass him, and he doesn't even make videos anymore. He just reposts some old ones, but all credit to where credit's due. He did pave the way for us to move on. And then Larry from Ammo did as well. And then we kind of have found our own space. I mean, it's a little bit of both.
Well,
but
Larry actually, there was a certain point which Larry shifted his efforts towards doing more of these types of videos, right? Kind of the disaster restoration type videos, right? And so, because Larry's biggest thing was, education for a long time, and then once he got into a studio, it was going to be the plan to do, high-end details there, trainings, things like that of that nature. And then he found that the disaster details, they really started working really well.
You might have seen some other stuff that was working.
Yeah,
but he was the
and-
guy who started that first. He just didn't dive into it all the way.
Yeah, 100%. And so, but I mean, even he'd be the first to admit, holy crap, it's a ton of work, right? I mean, it's a lot of work. And the other thing too is that these are cars that you're not enjoying, you're not wanting to clean some of these. You're not wanting to dive into a rat's nest. You're not wanting to do this because it's a hazard. It is a hazardous thing to be in, right? You need protective equipment.
I'm going to live forever, Fisher. I swear to God. The stuff I've ingested, I'm not dead yet.
Oh, yeah. No, you're probably going to be just fine. I wouldn't worry about that. But I mean, you're going into this. And so sometimes it's not pretty detailing, but the result is so much, it's just so worth it. And so, but I remember talking to Larry about that because Larry and us have been, friends for, oh my gosh, now almost 9 years, something like that, right? So it's been a long time, and 8 or 9 years actually. And then following that though, so the Detail Geek, we had seen some of his videos, but it was actually like Stauffer's Garage, right? I remember seeing his videos popping up quite a bit. I was like, dude, this guy's killing it, man. Like he's finding these cars, like he's showcasing him well. He's talking through the whole process. It was interesting to find that his background, that he had been making different types of YouTube videos for a long time before actually finding the detailing niche, right? He had a whole family channel.
His wife did too.
Yeah, his wife made YouTube videos. So it was kind of like, I don't want to say this I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible. Mr. Beast, right? He shot everything at the board. He literally threw everything at the board. Nothing stuck for like years and years and years, right? And then eventually, right, he had his big break with a couple of big videos, and then it blew up, right? And I think what it was a matter of, hey, keep trying things because you might find like your niche, you might find something you like to do, and it could eventually take off. And I think that was a good example of what he was able to do. And then I remember when Detail Geek started, we had started watching his videos. I'm like, you know what? Pretty good documentation. I feel like this is easy to follow. I think it's fun. We remember when he had like 5,000 subscribers, 4,000 subscribers. We're like, oh, his videos are doing pretty good. Let's keep an eye on this. We would check back in like a couple months, and it was like, oh, 20,000 subscribers, right? Check back another month, 60,000 subscribers, right? Check back another month, 150,000 subscribers. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, that's crazy.
He grew quick, really quick. He definitely, like I said, all credit to where credit's due. I mean, he had kind of innovated him and Stauffer with the ASMR, kind of like the entertainment, satisfying detailing. And I'll be honest, like when we were making those kinds of videos, they were doing well. But what I personally really fell in love with is those storylines, and also like messing around with the guys. And like I do a lot of characters, and I like dressing up and being silly on camera. It's fun for me. It's I'm like an F tier actor.
No, dude, it makes it way more fun when you can actually because those videos for some of these guys, right? They don't really get to be themselves, right? They don't get to be who they are. They're providing a service at a certain point of a template video to the audience because that's what you're expecting to see. Your audience is there because you want to see the initial, you want to see the vacuuming, the blowing out, and then you're like, please, are you going to extract that carpet?
Yeah.
Extract that carpet. Then 3/4 of the way in, bam, there's the extraction. Oh, yeah. They know exactly where to skip to, right? And then they finish it off, and then, they're having a good time, and the video's over, right? But they know that they need to deliver that same template for over and over again because it's something that works, right? But if you're able to have fun or fit personality into it and be yourself, I think that's even more rewarding because then you get to be like, okay, this is who I am, and you guys get to see, more of who I am.
And that's when, and especially after we launched the product line. So I answer every email that comes through our support at WD Auto Supply. Our support email is at wdautasupply.com. So if you email me there, I answer, and I handle all the returns. And honestly, eventually at some point, I probably can't do that anymore because I have other stuff I need to do. But what's really nice is it's given people the opportunity to reach out to us because our other emails aren't public. But that one is. And so the outpouring of, hey, Mike, get better. When, if we mention that Mike's sick, he just got out of a 2-week, really, really rough go. But hey, guys, I love it. My kids love your channel. We get to watch as a family because we are a PG or, most of the time.
Friendly,
and they're like, one guy from Australia sent me in this little Hot Wheel that had blown off tires and it was all dirty. I was like, what the heck is this? And he wrote me a letter. And it was something along the lines of, I've had a tumultuous last couple of years. I had a divorce, lost the kids, and couldn't see them, and I finally cleaned up and found your videos, and they have inspired me to clean the cars more, and the kids get to come over now, and we clean cars together and watch your videos, and life is a lot better now, and I've sobered up, and I wanted you to have your littlest barn find. He sent this all the way from Australia, which is like, it probably cost him a good penny to send this little letter.
$150, yeah.
But that connection with people is like
cool.
How do you? Yeah, awesome. I mean, you can't even really. It's hard to describe. I don't know these people, and they have an insight into who we are, and when I see them, it's all love. Always is.
Totally, dude. That's amazing. So, great. I mean, we'll kind of continue on here. Mac Bergeson says, looks like the Enrique Iglesias. Looks like the Enrique Iglesias. It's so famous, he doesn't know who he actually met. Gotcha.
Well, Dane said I'm more like George Lopez.
Dude, you're like knockoff George Lopez, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, with the dad jokes.
Yeah.
Don't laugh. It's not that funny, RJ.
that hit me pretty good.
Oh my gosh. Well, just a news update over here in the Wash Bay. This interior cleaner is pretty nuts.
Yeah, pretty nuts.
You know what it kind of reminds me of, like smell-wise, because it's a neutral smell. Polestar, a little bit of like a Polestar smell. It's a very neutral but nice, refreshing smell.
It's a compliment. Yeah.
Do you know what it is? Do you want to know what it actually is? So
yeah.
So
Spill
it's it's actually a heavy diluted version of black ice. Sorry, I can't say black ice because it's trademarked. Arctic ice. You guys know what I'm saying, but it's like extremely
black
diluted.
Black mountain, yeah. Mountain mist ice.
Dark freeze.
Yeah, something like that. Dark waters. I don't know.
They have like a locked-in trademark on that. Everyone sells a black ice scent.
Yeah, dude. I'm sure.
We might even be coming out with a similar scent to that. That's an actual air freshener. I'm pretty
sure it's based on like what's it called? Dakar Noir. Yeah, I'm right. I mean, that's like whatever. They should have done a better. They should have, as a scent company, as a fragrance company, they should have like locked that down or something, right?
We could have Dakar ice.
Yeah, something, right? Yeah, they should have like licensed it to where, hey, like people are licensing everything now, right? You go get a Ghost Energy drink, you can go and get that in whatever flavor you want, a C4 and Starburst flavor. Dakar, they should have just literally been like, hey, anybody can use their scent. Yeah. Just license it, and dude, they'd be like,
yeah, that's just a very, very, very heavily diluted black ice scent.
Nice. Okay, we dig it. Mac Bergson's in the next episode. Sorry, after that, Neil White says my blood type is Breakbuster. That's hilarious, Neil. Here we go. Chromatic Garage in the house says my blood type is 040 in the latest Sheepstar video. I don't know what that is, but we'll have to check it out. So Chromatic is up in Canada as another YouTuber friend. He does awesome videos.
I think I've seen some of his videos. What's his YouTube? Chromatic Detailing?
Chromatic, yeah. Chromatic,
I've seen his stuff.
Very, very satisfying.
Is it the really aesthetic? Like he does like the really aesthetic stuff, and he's usually working on like old BMWs or old Mercedes. He's got the white floor and the black walls. Man, your stuff. If you're your stuff is killer, man. I remember looking at your stuff back in the day. Yeah. You have. And you know your stuff too, but like your video editing, I used to always say, I was like, this guy has some of the best videos, and I'm glad to see you're still making them. Hopefully you are.
His style points are insane. I mean, he was a Grandmaster back in the day, right? And really started getting into YouTube videos. He'd gotten a shop and started building out everything. But he has like a really nice aesthetic. Like everything he does is just like picture perfect. And so I always kind of joke around that we have two picture perfect. They're still Grandmasters, but we had Vermil, right? So Vermil, so he is. I say that he is also one of the most aesthetically pleasing. Like his videos, everything is like a thumbnail, right? Like you could literally pause something and be like, "Yep, that's satisfying. That's satisfying." And Chromatic, just I love with his lenses that he uses. I love just the style. I don't know if he uses a filter on some of the shots, but like it's just a glow.
Good, man. Like that is. He's like the swaggiest detailer I know. Like when I watch his videos, I'm like, this guy. Like I could like. It's freaking cool.
You guys should hang out sometime.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We should meet up.
I've never been to Canada.
Yeah.
So.
Well, maybe we do a TRC meetup. Everybody meets up here,
That'd be cool.
and it's a big party. We go out for a night on the town. Dane shows us around. He rents a limo. Dane, are you cool with driving us around in a limo? Oh, he said you got it, bro. Okay, so I guess...
Fix his fence.
Oh, he doesn't want people going to his house to fix his fence. Okay, moving on. Mod Hatter, right? So this is Maddie, says, I would hope you aren't drinking or inhaling crazy amounts of detailing chemicals. We don't do that around here, ever.
Ask about this, though. What is this?
Is that a beer?
I did see that too earlier.
What kind of beer is it?
It's actually a root beer.
I was like, a rope
I was just trying to get you guys going.
Yeah, no, Maddie's pure like that, so it's probably a delicious root beer. Well, it's just, Glenn also likes root beer.
Yeah.
So Glenn and Maddie are the root beer bros.
They literally took this thing off road this last weekend.
So that's what they're doing, a little drinking and driving root beer style, right? You know,
They're getting a little too crazy with the root beer.
They are, but they were off-roading with root beer.
Do you want to get
That's
one
like the
for us?
one thing that gets shaken up the most. It's a mess.
Could you imagine opening that thing up on the trail?
No, not at all. Especially on like a washboard or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sheepstar says, I only cover the bottle with one nostril when I inhale. Safety first. Got it. Good job, Sheep.
I don't know.
Next up here, Han says, how much for your shirt, Anthony? This is a Carhartt shirt, Hans. This is not a special shirt. You don't have to buy the shirt off my back. That right there, RJ's shirt, you can buy the shirt off of his back. We're going to start the bidding at $150.
Wow. Do
Yeah.
I get another shirt? Or have to
No,
sit here
no,
with my gut out for the next?
gut out for the next little bit. No, yeah, you're okay. Until he pays up, this is how it is.
Gotcha.
Next up here, we've got Sheepstar says, anyone in the chat used Ethos Defy? Serious question. I've never used it.
Is the owner of Ethos Chris? I can't remember his last name.
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Okay. Anyways,
I'm not sure. Tamara Chase says, if I have to give my Focus a spit bath in order to get bird poop off, I will. Tamara, that's what I'm talking about.
Dedication.
That's the effort and dedication that we like to see here. Yeah. Moving on. 15 minutes left here in the live stream, so get all your questions in, chat. Buff and Shine Tony, Acidic Poo, is a ska band 100%.
I'm pretty sure they had a track on Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah, right. I know, dude. Was it Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 or 2? You know, was it when you're jumping over the ramp and grabbing the tape in the first one? Dude, that game's so much fun. I miss that game. Ron Ayotte says, I just detailed a 2024 Subaru Outback that just got bird bombed at the airport. 2 splotches of seagull crab etched the paint. Dang it. It's not a good way to start off, new vehicle ownership.
We have a crazy amount of seagulls at our shop. There's a McDonald's and a Home Depot that they hang out in across the lot, and then they nest on our roof. And so every year a baby seagull falls off the roof. It's guaranteed every single year. This year we named him Steven.
Yeah.
Steven Seagull.
That's hilarious, actually.
And poor little baby. We carried him inside, gave him water, and then we drop him back off every day because, we couldn't put him back on the roof without the mom dive bombing us.
Yeah.
And he made it for quite a while, but they always face the inevitable end because they never learn how to fly. And so,
Dude, I learned that the hard way. It was just 2 years ago. I explained on a podcast there was a bird's nest above my door, and the one baby fell. Right, and I was like, okay, all right, I can save it. It's not gonna be. Once you touch it, they don't want that baby back, right? So you gotta kind of leave it there. But I'm like, hey, you're gonna come fly down and come save this thing.
They can't pick it up and take it back.
They can't. So then you got to figure it out. But I know what you're saying, and it's always a sad thing. So there needs to be what I think like a bird. Like a baby bird refuge situation, like a drop off, like a drop box.
For the babies, yeah.
For the
babies. Adults, light on fire. I hate them. No,
yeah.
you have to understand. Listen, you like cars, right?
Yeah.
I like cars. You like your car looking nice.
Yeah.
I like my cars looking nice. We clean our cars.
Yeah.
Imagine 90 birds pooping on your car every single week.
I can't.
Would you still love birds?
No.
Okay.
We don't get seagulls here in
you're
Idaho.
lucky.
Not really. I mean, the only seagulls, Gabriel, the only seagulls that we have in like all of Idaho, they're at the dump, right?
Yeah,
that's
the
it.
dump. That's where they hang out.
They only go to our Boise dump, and they go straight there.
Yeah.
And then they'll migrate for, they'll be there for a little while, and then they're out. Then they're
Seagulls are flying rats.
and you never see them.
They're flying rats.
Yeah. Like, you
but the
can't-
babies are really cute.
Yeah.
Eagles, though.
What?
Yeah.
Like dolphins
Well,
in Florida?
Alaska,
like they're nuisance?
Yeah, equivalent to seagulls, Alaska is eagles.
The amount of eagles that Alaska has.
It's like going to, like, you know how you mentioned the dump when
I
you go to
love
the dump?
eagles, though. Yeah.
Yeah, you would see nothing but eagles.
Are they as annoying as seagulls,
They're
though?
majestic and beautiful, though.
I don't know.
Like, I love seeing a bald eagle in the wild. I go, wow, look at that. That is a...
Look at that bald eagle. It just took my trash.
Yeah. What? Anyway, so, but no, seagulls, I don't know. And they don't really taste that good, right? You know, I've tried to cook one. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I haven't tried. Just crow. Dylan says, is there a specific ceramic coating that you can put on vinyl wrap, or is it any coating okay on the surface? Vinyl is new to me. Is there anything special I should be aware about or I should know about? So when it comes to a coating on wrap, you want something that's going to be relatively flexible, right? So not all coatings are going to have the same flexible properties as others. So, for example, you do have a couple good coatings specifically made for wrap that are meant to be flexible and be able to expand and shrink with temperature changes, as well as just the overall elasticity of the wrap. And that is going to be G-Technic's Halo V2, which they have out, which is going to be their dedicated wrap and vinyl coating. And then you also have Diamond Wrap from Diamond Pro Tech, which is also pretty good. There's a few others on the market, but those are the two that we sell here. Next up here, Sheepstar says, RJ, what was the process like starting a product line? Any good or bad experiences, things that surprised you? Question mark.
That's a really, really good question. Yeah, so I think it's when you come out with a full line, like you have to launch multiple products at once. Otherwise, the line, there's something left to be desired. And I think we had to figure out how to do it in a very small space before we moved into the warehouse next door, and we're able to actually have more space. So I guess what was very difficult was we had the inventory in like families' garages. We had like bottles and pallets and all this because we didn't have the space, and then we had to remove the couch from our shop so we could put up more shelving to carry more of the product. And we're also still running the YouTube channel, so I would say we took on a lot, but we have a great team. Mike, who handles all the fulfillment, Brent, who does all of the editing and the media. And so without those guys, this was not attainable. And honestly, Mike is a character, he's on the YouTube channel with us, and he was an employee there, and now he's a part owner, and he's one of my best friends, but he's a part owner in the product line. So I would say the bad experiences come from the growing pains of working with other people, and like being trying to figure out how to work together synergetically, and to make sure that everyone is on the same page. And there's growing pains, I guess. So I guess that's that was one of the hardest parts, as well as launching it with. There's no template on how to launch a product company. So thankfully we had great people around us, and then the good experiences are the proof of concept, like when you actually start to sell the products and you see them for the first time, and it's your name on there. And so I think that was one of the most special parts of it, because this is something that's bigger than all three of us, Mike, Brent, and I. And I think one day it'll even be bigger than the YouTube channel. So, dude,
that's sweet, man. I'm really excited for you guys.
Thank you.
I think it's sweet. It's a good looking line, and Gabriel's in love. He's over there enjoying it.
Well, I just did interior, so we did some product shots on the door panels, but one thing that I'm really, really happy with and excited about is this car has cloth seats, and the two front seats had a lot of just, black, and it's a tan interior. This interior, pull it up like nothing. Literally with a detail factory interior brush, just agitation, and then wipe with a towel, it's gone.
Dude, you're moving and you're grooving. I like it. Great job.
I'm a little tired.
Enrique Iglesias. I can be your detailer, baby.
I'm telling you.
I didn't know it's his song.
That's like a good shirt.
Jay Houghton says, so nice to see TRC work so well with others in the industry. Some others not so much. Jay, we love working with people in the industry, man. We like people that are like-minded and like to have fun. We're not changing the world. We're cleaning cars, but we're having fun doing it. So that's the most you can hope for. Next up. We have Joe Belinsky says, "I will gladly teach a class with you, Anthony. You'll need large hands for some tasks." My hands are large enough, Joey. Big enough for things I need to do. 0 Day Detailing says, "Good afternoon, TRC. Checking in from the sunny southeast. Nice to see what's going on." 0 Day Detailing. That's an interesting name. And then Paul Woodcock says, "Hopefully Wax Stock will be out of hibernation next year. Will Rag Company be visiting?" Second question, what trend in the detailing world do you find the most redundant / annoying? That's actually a good question. So Wax Stock is up in the air. We've gone to Wax Stock, 3 years total, and we've always had an absolute blast going. I mean, it's always been so much fun. Great memories. Have you ever been to the UK?
No, only Italy.
Oh man, so UK, English breakfasts, right? You got to start off every morning with an English breakfast,
toast
right?
and beans.
Beans and toast. Yeah. Beans and toast and tomato slices with their version of bacon. And then I don't recommend trying the blood pudding. It's a bad time, but the vibes there are great. We love the people. That we have tons of friends over there in the UK, and we know that we definitely missed it this last year, and we're hoping at some point we have a good plan and good process for shows like that, so they make sense for us to go to, with hopefully more expansion of TRC around the world. So we'll see. Second question there, what do I find the most redundant and annoying as a trend in detailing? I don't know. What do you think?
Trend? I don't know if you'd call it a trend, but ceramic coatings are fantastic. I don't understand, and they get better and better. And so the marketing behind graphene coatings, and I haven't seen the proof. It just feels like we're trying to invent something that has already been invented and then slap on a different label. Like the amount of graphene that they're actually putting in these coatings, Again, I could be wrong. I've never.
You're not though.
Yeah, so it just seems like
you're on the right path. You're saying the right things.
Yeah, it just seems like it's a way that they. And I've never used a graphene coating, but why is it better? It's not harder. You say it breathes more, or it's more flexible, but I don't know. The ceramic coatings that people have brought to market are so functional. They do so well that it just seems like a cheap marketing tactic to people who aren't as familiar with the ins and outs of the industry.
Okay, that's fair. So the graphene thing, though, so a couple of years ago, that was really prevalent, right? Being oh my gosh, what the heck, what the heck's going on? No. You're still. I mean, it's still prevalent today. But when we were deep, obviously within all of our different, companies and brand partners and all of that, a lot of them were, hey, do we have to go with this trend? Is this what we have to go, right? Because this is where things are going, and we were against it here at TRC. So we said, hey, this too shall pass, is what we said, and it has blown over. And I think that some of the companies who did come out with a full graphene line, a lot of them have trailed back from certain products of those, and that was a little bit of a trend, right? A little bit of a little bit gimmicky. Some of the products did work fine. I don't really have any complaints about it, but I think that for people going, oh no, is my coating bad? Do I have to strip it off for this new graphene? No, you never have to do that. You don't have to do that.
Another trend that is stupid is when, and don't get me wrong, we did it because it does get views on Instagram. But if you take the Theragun, and you put it on the carpet and all the sand vibrates, it doesn't help. It doesn't help you actually get it. It just looks cool. Yeah. So I'm glad that. Yeah. What you say? That one too. That totally destroys all the Velcro on your pad, or your backing plate rather, and it definitely jacks up your polisher too. Yeah. So
also just carpet gets all pilled up and whatever gets all pulled apart.
Those wipes that basically make it look as if it fixes clear coat. Do you guys see those ones?
Yeah.
Where they
it's like wipe on clear is what you're talking about. Wipe on clear coat. Wipe on clear coat's been around for a long time.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Wipe on clear coat's been around for a long time. It's a self-leveling wipe on clear coat. You see a lot of guys doing that. It's not new. It's just wipe on clear coat. It's always been a last resort. Hey, literally this paint is so trash. This car is so wasted. Is there anything that could possibly improve this? Yeah, just throw a little wipe on clear coat on there, right? Yeah, but like, God, that's like auction car crap, though, right? I mean, like, wipe on clear is that's an auction car situation, and you would hate to be the person to find out that your car had wipe on clear, and you go to polish it for the first time, and you break through the first layer of the wipe on, and you go, what's on this, right? And then you start breaking through more, and you go, oh no, right?
It can only be a couple, 10 microns. I mean,
it's thick enough to where it's annoying.
More than that? You think?
It's thick. Oh, it's thick enough to where it's annoying for sure. It's thick enough to where it's annoying to
like
remove.
30, 40, 50. Like, could you sand on it?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that thick.
So wipe on clear, you can sand on a lot of wipe on clears. It's same thing with wipe on clears for headlights, right? So a lot of those headlight restoration kits, right? What they have inside those packets is clear coat, just in a cheesecloth, right? And so you wipe that on, and that's how you get the final result there. But I don't know. I think it has its place, but I think it's in like the end of life of a vehicle is where
The
that
buy here,
lives.
pay here lots probably enjoy it.
Pretty much the monkey lots, or what do they call those? The cheap used car lots, whatever. So, anyways, I would agree that fad's kind of annoying. I don't know. There's a few different things going on. Next up here. So, Jay says, are you going to start paying YouTubers to promote your products too? Seems almost like everyone out there has now been bought out. We need some variety. They're asking if you are going to pay YouTubers to promote your products.
If we were going to do that, I would love to give YouTubers, like some up-and-coming YouTubers, especially in the detailing space, which I think we need more of. I would love to give them their first paid. The first time you get a paid brand deal on your YouTube channel, you're like, holy crap, this might actually be something. Like, a brand wants to pay me to promote something. I'll never forget the first one we ever did was for Manscaped, and I was like, holy crap, like, this is we put so much time and effort into the ad, and like we were so excited. We had the shirts, we had a blast. With shirts that says like your balls will thank you. I mean, it was like the coolest thing ever. And so if I could do that for some up and coming YouTubers, then I would absolutely. And I'm not even really worried about the ROI. I mean, they would have to have a certain amount of viewership to make sure that at least if we don't get sales, we get exposure. But I would love to do it to some new YouTubers. Give them that rush of like, wow, like somebody wants to pay me for my influence. And we're not influencers, but I guess technically we are. I just hate the term. But anyways, I'd love to do that for somebody. That'd be cool. But as far as like a big promotion, I think we have some other promotions that I'd rather focus on that I have more fun doing.
Yeah, I truthfully, I think that your stuff speaks for itself. But I think what I think the biggest question is in order for your products to get out there to the hands of the right people, is it going to be a situation where you might have to pay somebody? And the answer is possibly, depending on what people are willing to try. The problem is that there's so many people, there's so much stuff out there right now to where people, you got to find a way to get some promotion, but you have to do it, I'd like to say, in a tasteful way for the most part. But to your point there, though, I can imagine in the YouTube space and in that world that getting your first paid promotion of some sort is probably pretty exciting, because you're like, oh wow, like this is sweet, right? Like that's cool. This is that. Let me make it fun and let me try to actually do something cool.
The first money we ever made was from on YouTube was from an Amazon affiliate link, and I was like, "Holy crap! We made a video and we made money! Like this is real. Yeah. This could be something that could actually generate income, and we could do more of this." So I think
that's sweet.
Yeah.
All right, so we are over time now. We are 2 minutes over, and that is going to be a wrap for today's Q&A freaking Thursday. RJ, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. This has been a ton of fun. Gabriel, Mr. Enrique Iglesias over there, cleaning Clementine.
I had a blast, man. And your products are awesome. I will say that. So
we let you out of the TikTok cage.
If any... Oh, my...
Let you out of the TikTok where you're here.
Don't even get me started.
You're on the main channel, Gabriel. You've done it.
No,
anyways,
that's not. This does not count.
This
does not count.
Gabe's been laying down the law. WD detailing supplies. So you guys can check those out. What's your website?
It's wdautosupply.com.
Okay. Sweet. So go and
This
check
stuff's
them out.
awesome. Try it.
We made several recommendations throughout the video, and all the whole line looks good, smells good. I personally tested it. Gabriel obviously loved using it today, and we appreciate RJ being out here for the week to hang out, shoot content, and hopefully get some food here, right, and a little bit later. So go to theradcommand.com, 20% off site-wide. Labor Day sale ends on the 2nd of September. Get things while supplies last. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great weekend. Be fun, be safe, do the right things, make good choices. See you guys.